Okay, so I'm going to quickly describe an issue I had with my Quest 3, particularly in AMS2, but this may also happen in other games. I have no doubts that it would have happened in Assetto Corsa or, something else, but I didn't get to test it because I don't have Assetto Corsa running right now. Reader. Anyway, the problem is that even though my performance, so right now I have my Quest 3 set to 90 hertz refresh rate, and I'm hitting 90 hertz refresh rate, or I'm hitting 90 frames basically in my game all the time. It never dips. And I have great performance overhead. Not that it really should be uh, related to the issue, but I have great performance overhead as well, say 40 to 20%. So you have that already. You have your 90 hertz, and then you have good performance overhead. But still, you're getting this issue where the frames look horrible, or the screen, whatever the image is on in your VR headset is showing, it feels like you're at 45 FPS. It just feels awful, even though you're clearly not. Your performance is saying one thing, but the thing you're seeing is another thing, right? There's that disconnect, and I could not for the life of me figure it out. It is not asynchronous space warp. That's the first thing that you would think of when you're like, oh, well, if you're saying it feels like 45 FPS, it's probably, I guess, this is on. But no, this is off the entire time, and I was still getting the issue. And in the performance HUD, it was showing 90 hertz. The line is green. If you have this overhead or overlay HUD, you would know what I'm talking about. The line is green on the HUD or the graph, and it still just feels awful. And I did not understand it. Like, for example, I'm at this track, and I get to this turn at turn 5. I come out this corner. On the exit, the curb looks like it's a slideshow. It doesn't make sense because I'm running a 90 FPS rock steady, right? So, the solution, sorry for the long rant, but the solution, I just had to describe the issue. That you first want to pretend like your MetaQuest app isn't open. So you're gonna want to go into it. Say you're at this screen. When you boot up the program, you go to devices, and you have to have your link connected. So, I'm gonna assume you know what that means. So you want to have your MetaQuest 3 connected to your computer via link, where you get put in that weird back rooms. That's when you know you're in. And then you want to click on this, pretty much the name, go to graphic preference. It doesn't matter even if you had 90 hertz selected. Select something else. Just select 80 hertz, 72 hertz. For me, I tried 120 hertz because it let me, and I figured, oh, fuck it, why not? And I tried 120 hertz, and I went into the empty session where I knew I could get the best performance possible for AMS2, and it fixed my issue. So it was great. Everything was running smoothly as before because I knew before at 90 hertz I never had this issue. It just suddenly popped up. Anyway, at 120 hertz, it's even smoother. So if you can run at 120 hertz, I would recommend it. But my computer can't do it, so I stick to 90 hertz. But anyway, so at 120 hertz, it fixed my issue. I have no more. I felt like VSync was on, pretty much the issue was, or ghosting and blurriness. Just whatever term you can use to imagine or use to describe feeling of the image like ripping apart on your screen and making you want to throw up. That's what. Anyway, yeah. So I was on 120 hertz. I couldn't run it, and I go back to 90 hertz, and it fixed my issue. So I was no longer getting that weird frame screen tearing, even though I was originally on 90 hertz when the issue first happened. So the solution basically is literally to go to your graphics preference, select 120 hertz, connect your link again, because when you do that, you have to save and restart. So you have to make sure your link is connected again. Maybe try and do a test run on whatever game you're doing, and then back out of it, go back to 90 hertz, and then test your game again, and it should fix your problem. Yeah, that was a really long-winded explanation. I just wanted to describe the issue better, or give you as many ways to figure out if the issue I'm having is the issue you're having, because it doesn't show up in recording. Um, that I hope that helps somebody out there.